Good afternoon. I'm Stephen Toop, and I have the honor to serve as President and Vice Chancellor of the University of British Columbia. Every year at Congregation, UBC has the honor of bestowing honorary degrees upon individuals who, in the opinion of the university community, have fit the criteria of excellence and eminence in their chosen field. Michael Wingfield is one of those individuals, and I invite him to step forward now to receive his honorary degree. Forests are an important resource, economically, environmentally, and culturally, for communities worldwide, including here in British Columbia. In South Africa, Dr. Michael Wingfield has been working tirelessly to protect forest health for the past 30 years. Recognized internationally for his research in forest biotechnology, Dr. Wingfield studies how pests and pathogens cause diseases that degrade timber and the value of trees. He also studies the origin and global movement of tree diseases. This pioneering work has led to the creation of new forest management options that help reduce losses to industry. Throughout his career, Dr. Wingfield has demonstrated a commitment to sharing his discoveries through popular articles, public lectures, and outreach to foresters. In this way, he has contributed substantially to the socio-economic development of many parts of Africa. Among his most significant accomplishments, Dr. Wingfield established the Tree Protection Cooperative Program, bringing together South Africa's forestry companies, researchers, and government. The program aims to minimize the impact of tree diseases on the country's forests. The initiative is responsible for all issues of forest protection in South Africa and has become the largest tree health project in the world. Dr. Wingfield has also been founding director of the Forestry and Agricultural Biotechnology Institute at the University of Pretoria. It's recognized as a center of research excellence and attracts leading experts and students, many from disadvantaged backgrounds. Dr. Wingfield himself has been an advisor to more than 115 master's and doctoral students. Dr. Wingfield's work has extended well beyond the borders of South Africa. Members of the Tree Protection Cooperative Program and the Forestry and Agricultural Biotechnology Institute are involved in projects on almost every continent. Madam Chancellor, for dedicating his career to forest health and for translating his research into knowledge that makes a real difference, I ask you to confer the degree of Doctor of Science honoris causa upon Michael Wingfield.
By authority of the Senate of this university, I confer upon you, Michael Wingfield, the title and degree Doctor of Science honoris causa.
It now gives me great pleasure to ask Dr. Wingfield to say a few words.
Madam Chancellor, Mr. President, faculty of the University of British Columbia, friends, family, and perhaps most importantly today, those of you that will receive degrees, what we would call in South Africa the graduandi. It's an incredible honour to receive an honorary doctorate from the University of British Columbia, a university that I've admired throughout my entire career and I've interacted with in many different ways. I accept this degree with a tremendous appreciation, but also huge humility. I feel incredibly humbled here today. When, as one moves through a career, and many of you will experience exactly the same thing, one does encounter appreciation from time to time, honours and awards. And as one gets older and these awards come to one, at least I have felt that they belong less and less to me. They belong to so many other people who contribute to our lives. And it's important that we think about this. So in my case, this honorary doctorate, this great honour that UBC has bestowed upon me, belongs to many other people. Family, mentors. I like to think that our first mentors are our parents. And I have a deep appreciation for mentorship. So, family, that early support from family, friends, colleagues, as one develops along the journey of life, and then students. And I have been incredibly privileged in my life to have had absolutely amazing students. You all heard a number just now read out by the President, and I don't know, I can't remember what that number is. But it's an incredible privilege to be able to mentor young people through their careers, and eventually to see one's students succeed in the very highest positions in the world. It's an amazing thing. There can be no greater pleasure. And it certainly has reinforced in my mind what a privilege it is to be an academic at a university. That opportunity to nurture, to help, and then to also enjoy the rewards that come to one's students. So this degree belongs to me partially, but more so, it belongs to many, many other people. And I feel very strongly about this. Perhaps if I just mention one person in particular, that would be my wife, Brenda, who's a professor and geneticist, who has worked with me for many, many years. And I won't tell you how many, but many years. And without Brenda's input into the research that I've been able to do with my students, I could never, ever have achieved what I have. Yesterday, and I almost didn't get here, it's a bit of a scary story, but yesterday, as we flew into Vancouver, I was at a window seat in an aeroplane. It was an absolutely beautiful, beautiful evening. The sun was setting, puffy clouds in the sky, blue sky, emerald sea, and I felt an incredible distance from where I really belong, from Africa, South Africa, my land of birth. I'm a third generation South African. And I thought it would be important to, for one thing, recognize all of the students and the staff of the Forestry and Agricultural Biotechnology Institute, what we call Fabulous Fabby. 15 years old, sort of a mid-teenager. And I know that all of those people are with me here today, not physically, but in spirit. So I bring you greetings from all of them. They know this is happening. They've asked me to enjoy this occasion, but also to say hello to all of you. Greetings from Africa. Let me talk about Africa a little bit. President Toop has already talked about my research, what I spend most of my life doing, and that is studying the incredibly negative impact, the devastation of forests and woody ecosystems around the world, mostly caused by people carrying pests and pathogens and introducing them into these new environments accidentally. Now, you as Canadians know lots about trees dying because you are witnessing the devastation caused by the mountain pine beetle. And do not forget that this beetle is a flying ecosystem. You think about it, it's a pretty small insect. But with it, there are many other things, bacteria and fungi, one most beautiful fungus, which has to have something to do with the way that trees are dying. At least it makes the dead trees blue, which some people find beautiful and others not. Grossmania clavigera. Have a look at this sometime. So I don't need to tell you how incredibly damaging pests and pathogens can be. But what I can tell you is that as I've studied these processes, these organisms over the last 30 years or so, Africa has given me so much in terms of discovery. That might sound a little strange to you. Africa to you is very, very distant, somewhere down there, far away. But in doing research in Africa, I've been able to see things that many other colleagues have not been able to see, together with my students. The hidden secrets, diseases that have not been studied because they're in perhaps areas that are considered the forgotten land, but therein lies the key, the secret. These incredible models that I've been able to interrogate to better understand the pathways of movement of pests and pathogens around the world. And the message to those of you graduating today, those of you with careers ahead of you, is that the world is strange and there are all sorts of hidden treasures. Don't get caught in the norm. Think beyond perhaps the borders of Canada. I think a lot about Africa. Some people talk of Africa as the hidden continent. It's an amazing, amazing continent with so much potential. And I think it gets an unfair share of attention and support around the world. I was absolutely delighted, for instance, last night in having a conversation with Professor John Ennis, the Dean of Forestry here, and sitting behind me, when he told me that UBC has big plans for research engagement in Africa, and that is what we need. There's opportunity, of course, for Africa, but there's opportunity for UBC also. So I'm delighted that this is going to happen. You're all here, and your Chancellor has said this much better than I can, to celebrate success, your accomplishments. And being an academic, this is what we do. We pursue excellence and celebrate the success of our students. I must tell you that it feels very strange to be on the receiving end of a graduation ceremony. Usually I'm on the other side. So it is a little intimidating, but it certainly, in my mind, focuses on the whole issue of excellence. And it was wonderful to hear the Chancellor's words in sharing with you some of her passion for the pursuit of excellence and for sharing. Excellence and success is not easily gained. It's absolutely necessary to accept the fact, and you all know this well, that you've worked incredibly hard. There's been tremendous sacrifice. You're celebrating the end. I know some of you are PhD students, undergraduate students, so there's a mix here today. But you're celebrating the end of one journey at least, and it's taken an enormous amount of effort and time on your own parts. Nobody can take that away from you, but also on the part of many other people, your mentors, your friends, and family. Think to that and celebrate with them. I know that there are many of you that have family and friends here. This is an incredibly important occasion for them too. But perhaps to return to where I started a little earlier, let me end by talking on the issue of mentorship. And I actually have a challenge for all of you. You have gained what you've gained through your own hard work, but also through the support of others. And my challenge to you, as the graduandi, the most important guests here today, is to go out and be mentors. John Salisbury, a theologian from the 12th century, used the words, stand on the shoulders of giants. Incidentally, Google Scholar picked that up quite well, very appropriately. So my challenge to you is become the shoulders on which others will stand. Giant shoulders. Go out and share what you've got. Congratulations to you all. Thank you for this incredible honor. It's absolutely wonderful for me to be here, and thank you for listening to me.